Welcome to the EntireVariety Show, where we bring you live performances, thought leaders, fun, and a little bit of magic to wherever you are. I'm Natasha Miller, Chief Experience Designer of Entire Productions, and your host for this show. Hello, everyone. So nice to see everyone logging in, even though there might be something competing with our show soon that hopefully you won't all be ditching to go watch. You can watch it on Instagram and Facebook later. I would love to tell you who's going to be on the show tonight. It is going to be Matt from Cain Vineyard and Winery, Kyle and Mistie Knight from Las Vegas, Queen of Cups Tarot, Jamie, a dear friend and great person. You're just going to love her. And we have a very special guest, Ryan Ashley Knowles, and we'll tell you a little bit about him later. Please check out the top right icons. You can watch this show in two different ways, in presenter and grid or gallery view. So one has just whatever's happening right in the middle, really big, and then the other is like everyone, and you can switch back and forth. Also, there's a chat feature in the middle bottom of the screen. And I know you all know how to use it, but it would make me feel really good and comfortable if you type hi or awesome show or things like that throughout. And you can practice now. Let's see. Oh, look, my dad has texted. That's awesome. So we've been asked if we program and produce these variety shows for our clients. And the answer is yes. We do this with a simple Zoom platform for this show, but we can also create it in a much more robust broadcast manner where budgets allow. It's a lot more expensive. So tonight, and for the last couple of months, we've been sponsored by Giggle and Riot. So there's a virtual photo booth that you can go to. So we're going to drop a link in the chat. Madeline's going to drop it here soon. You're going to have to go to another URL, take your photo. There's a burst GIF version, and there's one that's static. One has just the EntireVariety Show logo on it, and the other has the Cain Vineyard and Winery logo on it. So you have 4 different choices basically, but come right back to the show when you're done with that. That would be great. Don't spend all night at this photo booth. Let's see, what else do we have going here? Oh yes, our special guest. So we have a very special guest. He's very special because he's cool. We also added him a little bit last minute, but I really think it's going to add so much to today. So Ryan Ashley, the poet, is one of a kind. He's an entertainer and a poet who creates original on-demand poems using a vintage typewriter for about anything you want. So I'm going to see if Ryan would like to write a poem for me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Nothing more than I would want. So yeah, I know we've talked a little bit about how this works. So you kind of have a head start, but this poem is just for you, Natasha. And it can be about anything you want. It can be about someone I don't know. It can be a theme or a story. It's whatever you want to share, and we'll make some quick, beautiful magic. So what would you like your poem about?
I would like my poem to be about my incredible team at Entire Productions who have really not only stuck in there with me during COVID, but are thriving and are just making it go nuts in a positive way.
Awesome. Yeah, Entire Productions, and all the beautiful people there. I can handle that. So
cool. While Ryan's writing the poem, do you need to ask me anything else, Ryan?
So I think I have being in the industry and working with people close, do similar things as you. I think I kind of understand how much appreciation and admiration you have for how strong your team is being. And, I think what makes me particularly good at this is I feel like I can empathize. I was born a softie, born poetically, able to resonate with people. So I think I get where you're coming from, unless you want to add anything in particular.
No, they're super rock stars. They don't stop even when I tell them to chill out. So
are you all based in San Francisco?
San Francisco Bay Area.
San Francisco Bay Area. Beautiful. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll get to it while you continue with everything else. Awesome.
So you guys, Ryan is writing me a poem, but we're going to choose, I think, 2 people that can put in the chat if you want to have a poem done. We're going to send you away with Ryan in a private chat room. So Antonia, and so we'll have two of them. Come on, be brave. You will be missing a little bit of the next segment, but you will be able to see it on Facebook and on YouTube. And it only takes like 3 to 5 minutes. So we have one taker, Antonia. And who else would like to have a poem written for them tonight? Molly. Molly with the best hair of anyone on this call. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to find her in the gallery view and you will know. That looks like a new job done, right? It's like super saturated. You can unmute and talk to me, Molly.
It's virtual. It's a filter. Even better.
No, it is not. Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, is it always a filter?
Yeah. It's very cool, right?
You had all of us fooled. Okay. I won't even know what you look like if I see you in person now. So Ryan, it sounds like he must have muted himself because I don't hear the clickety clack.
Can you hear me or no?
No, let's hear it. We want to hear the click clack.
I'm not muted, so
okay.
You can hear me talk. I'll try to hit the keys harder.
And this is something that you can do for virtual events. And of course, at some point when we can all get in together in person, you can bring Ryan in to a venue. So, okay, Molly, everyone wants the filter. So you're gonna have to unmute yourself and tell everybody how you do it.
Snap camera. It's like an app. It's like a third-party app. Snap camera. It's like a Snapchat.
Okay.
Anyway,
cool.
There's lots of filters on there. This one's called hair color.
Amazing.
Check
so
it out.
unique. You guys, I downloaded for Zoom this app called Circles. Does anyone use that? It's somewhat new. Anyway, it's interesting, but it's kind of hard to manage. So Ryan, are you about done being creative and waxing poetically?
Yeah, 2 more lines.
2 more lines.
Yes.
Okay. We'll have a virtual drum roll. We really should have a drum roll sound effect. So when we book type poets for our events, there's a long line. No one will get out of line, not even for a drink. So it's a really high in demand experience. Does anyone have a typewriter beside Ryan still? Okay, Ryan, give it to us.
All right. So looks something
wow.
like that. I know I get carried away. It's a little blurry, but all the beautiful imperfection fonts. But here is a poem for Entire Productions. Magic in the entirety, the ability to know you are walking with a tribe who bleeds a bounty of resilience, a bundle of joy, drawing in constant inspirations, the ones who always have your back. Laugh when it's hard, cry when it's great, the great escape into a team who follows a similar dream. She seems to be humble in her way of admiration, falls like the rain, entirely and wholly into her tribe that continues to make this job, this life worth living.
Wow. I think that was beautiful and a little bit nicer about me than I would have said. Thank you, Ryan. So Annalisa is going to tuck you away with Antonia. Great. If that works out well, we'll see. And then next, if you haven't done your photo booth, do it now. I think the link will be up for the rest of the night so you can have fun with it all night. But just keep in mind, me and my team get to see all the photos. So just know that we won't post them unless you give us permission, but we'll see them all. And next, our next guest, for over 15 years, using many mediums ranging from tea to tarot, Jamie Starzyk has helped guide people from all walks of life to greater clarity in their relationships, careers, and spiritual paths. Using Cherokee gifts passed down to her from her grandmother, Jamie helps those who come to her lift the veil on their own hidden desires, truths, and insights. Welcome to the show, Jamie.
Thank you. So for all those who are joining this evening, welcome to the Variety Show and welcome to the Sacred Art of Tarot. A big thank you to the fabulous team at Entire Productions and to Natasha Miller. And certainly it's truly a pleasure to be here with all of you. So as we know, 2020 is certainly shaping up to be a very unique year for many of us. Lots of changes and transitions and moving pieces that we've been seeing. Tonight, we're going to take a journey together into the future and to collectively explore the remainder of the year. This will be a group reading for all of us, but that will offer some insight, a bit of clarity as we move forward. At the end of the reading, I'll be offering 3 private sessions in breakout rooms for anyone who has a burning question. So at this time, I'm going to ask that we all focus our energy on the reading. I'm going to shuffle the cards, I'm going to lay them out, and then we're going to go through them one by one. Okay. Okay, so let's take a peek here. Okay, so in our central position, we have our card of change. This is what we call the Wheel of Good Fortune. Okay, it's not surprising to see this because this card represents big changes that are currently still in process. It's in motion, it's in movement. The change card of the Wheel of Good Fortune asks us to reevaluate our lives and our vision to ensure that we're really walking the path that we want to be walking at this time. It's time to consider writing that book that you might have been thinking about, starting that business, shifting our perspective in a little bit of a different way. Really, this is a card that asks us to question what holds the deepest value for us at this time. And although it can feel a little bit unsettling whenever we're going through change, even if it's positive change, it does represent certainly movement towards the better and movement in this way. Our next card in what we call the external position is our card of transformation. It's a card of rebirth, movement. And so this card is a powerful card of change. Once again, it does represent really new vision, right? Movement in this way. In Cherokee belief, my grandmother would say that this card is a representation of snake medicine. And really, snake medicine is about shedding our skins individually and collectively to release any old attachments that no longer serve us at this time. I know sometimes we like to hold on to those attachments, but it's a strong card of just releasing. And that really allows us to make room for anything that is new coming in. It's space, it's evolution, and it's really moving towards the things that bring balance and joy. Okay. Moving along, we have our internal position, right? And our internal position is what we call the Two of Pentacles. Moment to moment, right? And so the internal is what's going on internally for us, individually, collectively, right at this time. And so this really speaks to, some precarious energy that's moving. But no worries, this card does remind us that we don't need to have this all figured out right now, right? We don't have to have this all down at this time. It really is, a card of re-questioning our expectations that we may be placing on ourselves. The internal process sometimes does speak to us needing some time, some space for change to really be completed in the way that feels good to us. The card represents a bit of a stepping stone, right? And you can actually see he is on his stepping stones as he's going forward. It's stepping stone to better things, really, but it honors the indecision, the precariousness that may be a part or sometimes that we may feel when we are making authentic choices that are very true to us. The choices may not always be easy, but it does speak to authenticity, right? And movement in this way. And so remember to be gentle, be radically honest with yourself, and carry on, and not to put too much pressure. Our next card is our Page of Pentacles, right? Our Page of Pentacles is right here. This is a card that really speaks to new beginnings, creativity, curiosity, manifestation, right? It's the power of manifesting our dreams into new vision, right? Or into the material realm, into this reality. In professional or creative endeavors, this card really represents the practical steps of making these changes, right? So whether it be that business plan or finding financial partners or connecting in with our muses to get that book going. And so, you know, in personal endeavors, this card reminds us to come back to ourselves with curiosity, with openness and receptivity to whatever may be true for us now, rather than what may have been true for us in the past or what we may be conditioned to think. Right? It reminds us to find balance and not to overcompromise ourselves for extended periods of time. In the resolution position, which is where this card is lying, we're asked to explore also what is holding us back, right? Where are our limitations so we can begin to find creative solutions through new perspective, right? And this has been a time really of this card, right? Where we need flexibility, skillful maneuvering, and adaptation to new ways of doing things, right? So our final card as we move forward is our Two of Cups. And this is a card that's in our outcome position, and I'm not surprised to see this card where it's landing at this time, right? Intuitively, when we enter snake medicine and we shed those skins, it's with the hope of evolution, right? Collectively, that we bring things to the surface that need to be brought there. And spiritually, we're able to move forward in a new and stronger way. The Two of Cups really is a representation of home, of family, right? It's all about community. And in the outcome position, this is a very positive card. It really does speak to the value of negotiation, the value of family, the value of connection, right? And community. It can be really our root community families, or it can be our chosen families, whatever may be true to us, but it always represents the greater value of support and emotional connections that can buffer any challenges that might be coming through the year for us. This card tells us that we will ultimately come through this year with a deeper awareness of our emotional needs and higher vision, really. This is such a card of higher vision and to rely on each other. And so although we see solitude as being an ally, and certainly it can be for self-reflection or for creative endeavor, the Two of Cups reminds us to keep connection around us and to honor the need for solitude, but to also really honor the need for community and connection at this time. And so we would say there's still some work to be done, right? We see that, but this is a reading that really does represent progress. You know, as we're shedding the skins again, there can be a lot of motion, a lot of movement. But if I'm seeing this reading, and in many of my readings, as folks have been asking about the year, I've been seeing a lot of positive energy, ultimately silver lining coming out of the year in a strong way. And so thank you so much, Natasha. Thank you for joining me tonight for the reading. I hope it was able to offer you something that you were needing at this time. I'm also, you know, happy to offer 3 guests. The individual.
We've chosen them already, Jamie. They,
Okay.
yeah, we have it all set up.
Okay.
So thank you so much. You're always lovely. We're going to put you back into a room with someone, and I'll give Annalisa a moment to do that. In the meantime, I will start the introduction for our next guest. I'm not sure if Annalisa can do all of this at once, so I'll speak slowly. Our next guest is Matt Strayer. He is the Director of Direct to Consumer Business and Wholesale Operations at Cain Vineyard and Winery, which includes everything from spreadsheets to shipping to hosting tastings. Cain is cradled in a spectacular bowl overlooking the Napa Valley from the crest of the Spring Mountain District. It's known for letting the vineyards speak for themselves. So let's see, are we able to see Matt? Just one moment.
Hi, Natasha.
Hi, thank you for doing this. I so appreciate it.
Thank you. We're excited to be working with you guys.
Good. Yes, hopefully we'll be doing a lot of work together. So tell me a little bit about Cain. I understand a lot of people know about Cain. My not being a big wine drinker puts me at a disadvantage, but tell me a little bit about it. When did it start? Where is it located in the wine country?
Sure. Natasha, as you said, Cain is located in Napa Valley in the Spring Mountain District, right near the Napa-Sonoma County line. So it means way up in the mountains. And Cain started in 1980 by our founders, Jerry and Joyce Cain. And we've been going since then. So this is our 40th year since we were founded. And our winemaker is Chris Howell, who's been with us since 1990, so 30 years for him. And we're still family owned by the Medlock family. And in terms of where we're located, I've got a great video that it's kind of a Google Maps fly-in, if we could start that. There we go. So there's Earth, all located there. And there we go as we fly in. Here we go to the San Francisco Bay Area. You guys have been there. Napa, the town of it, is about an hour and a half away, depending on traffic, to drive. And it's bordered on the two sides by two mountain ranges, the Mayacamas and Vaca Range. And we're moving up the valley, up Highway 29, through some of these districts that you might be familiar with if you drink wine: Oakville, Yountville, Rutherford. And here we come up into St. Helena, which is about midway up valley. And from here, we're looking west, so towards the ocean. And we're going to be focusing on the Spring Mountain District, which is where Cain is, demarcated by that red line. And you can see we're way up at the top, 2,100 feet up into the mountains. And it's this bowl shape. And our vines vary from 2,100 feet down to 1,700 feet. And they're in this rugged location surrounded by forests, terraced up here in these individual blocks. And growing grapes up here is supremely difficult. Takes a full-time team of about 25 people, half of which works in the vineyard full-time. And it's really a labor of love. We were founded by the Cains, who loved mountain Cabernet Sauvignon. So we're growing a handful of different varieties up there.
Yeah, so that leads me to the next question. What kind of wine are you best known for?
Sure. So at Cain, we're known for Cabernet blends. We're very focused in that we make just 3 wines. So we have a wine called Cain 5, which all grows on that mountain vineyard. And Annalisa, I believe we've got a picture of the vineyard, if we could put that up. And
I love this image, by the way.
not that one, it's the other one.
All the colors. There we go.
That's that one. So in this image, you can see what's growing up at our vineyard. So the wine Cain 5, which we're really known for, started in 1985, is named for the 5 classic Bordeaux or Cabernet family of varieties. So you can see by the color code here, which is also on our website, what we have growing primarily the most, about half, is Cabernet Sauvignon. We have Merlot, we have Cabernet Franc, and then we have small little blocks of Petit Verdot and Malbec. And you can see in the top part of this picture, this open space, and that is the Napa-Sonoma County line. So we're right up on the edge. If you've ever been up to Napa, just from the town of St. Helena, it's about 25 minutes to drive up into the mountains to our vineyard, or about 45 minutes to an hour from the town of Napa. And the most important thing to know about Cain, our goal is really to make wines that showcase the vineyard, where the grapes are coming from. And in our opinion, all the best wines in the world worth drinking are the ones that tell a story about the place, the location where it's coming from. So you can see a dramatic location like this, which is very different from where most of the grapes grow in Napa Valley, which, as we drove up from Napa up to St. Helena, is down on the valley floor, close to sea level, maybe 100 feet up. So up here in the mountains, you've got a very steep, rugged location. So you've got vines that really have to struggle. It's colder up here. It can even snow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it gets cold. Where you wouldn't.
You're inspiring a couple of people in the chat to crack open a bottle of Cab.
That's a good idea. Always a good idea. So it's really a tough place to grow grapes, and mountainsides really make distinctive wines because they do have to struggle, and they have these tiny little berries, and that makes really expressive wines. And for Cain, we are a little bit different in terms of the style of wine that we're making. So for Napa Valley, you might think of big and bold and full and rich and jammy, but for Cain, we're looking for elegance, balance, really wine that's more delicate, soft-spoken, and wine that goes well with food. So you might think of something that's more old world. And we're not trying to be Bordeaux. We're not trying to be anything that we're not. We're just Cain. So we make this wine, Cain 5, coming from the vineyard up here at our estate. We make Cain Concept, which grows down below on the valley floor in the benchlands. In the video we saw, it's made the same way that we make Cain 5. It's just the difference in where it's growing. It's a lot easier for the vines down there. It's warmer. They have that beautiful sunshine and easier to get water and all that kind of stuff. And then we have Cain Cuvée, our third wine, which is a blend of mountain and valley floor, and it's a blend of 2 different vintages. And that wine we make to be light and juicy and refreshing and ready to drink right away. So
you make it sound amazing.
good.
I wish I could taste it right now.
Not at least if you want to take down that picture, you're welcome to do that now. Yeah, that's kind of Cain and the wines that we make, and they're about being hands off and letting the vineyard express themselves in the wine.
That's lovely. It's poetic, actually, the way you talk about it. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Matt. Everyone's like, great. Thanks a lot. So with everything that's going on this year, 2020, oh my goodness, COVID and the fires, how have you adapted to the new landscape, the new now?
Oh boy, I know. For everybody, right? The world over. It's been a challenge. Starting in March for COVID-19, we all had to adapt for how do we work safely and appropriately, not only with each other, but with people that want to come and taste wine and visit us. And Napa Valley, as most everybody knows, I'm sure on this call, is that it's around people visiting, tourism. And not unlike the events industry, it's about people getting together, having a good time together, and sharing the same space. So it's been a big challenge for all of us in hospitality, and restaurants, of course, too, big challenge. So the immediacy at Cain, we had to learn about wearing masks, being in our own space, doing that safely, doing things differently. Which means, you put on a mask and you work the bottling line when maybe you're normally typing or hosting.
Have you done that?
Oh yeah, we've all done that. It's a hard job.
Has anyone recruited Kate to do that?
No, not done it, but maybe she'd like to. Yeah, and with the other part is so many people like to drink our wine in restaurants. And so it meant pivoting and changing the way we do business, because restaurants have had such a tough time not being able to be open and being able to share a meal over a bottle of wine. So it's meant being able to connect in these different ways like we are right now, virtually, online, or people purchasing wine from the website. So beyond that, it's been a challenging year for Napa Valley from the fires. So we've had a couple of fires in our area. The first one that I think of is what they call the LNU complex, with lightning storms, weird weather that started on the eastern part of the valley that created, in this eastern kind of forested remote location, tons of smoke, which is a challenge in itself to people making wine, because the smoke, depending on when it comes, can affect how the wine might taste from the grapes. And then more recently, we had the glass fire. And I think, Annalisa, you had a picture up earlier. Yeah, there we go. So the kind of red locations there, this was partway through the fire. So this was started, I think it was the end of September, the 29th, I believe, right around there. And it started on the eastern part of the valley in St. Helena. It jumped the valley and then went up into this forested location. And I've circled in blue there, I think that's the right spot there. That is Cain. So it came right up on through our forested area. And unfortunately, we lost the buildings on the property. And this was a very destructive fire for many different wineries and homes in the valley. A few people had homes on our property that were destroyed. And so just, devastating. But, the thing that we think of is, I'm not talking about Cain in the past tense, because Cain is alive and well, and it's more than the buildings. It's the people. Everyone was safe. It's the wine, which we store, the bottled wine, 40 miles south of Napa.
Do you do that do wineries do that in general, or was that strategic?
Well, it's strategic, and I think a lot of the wineries that are doing the right thing, they, if you want to be strategic, you store it away or in multiple warehouses, because you never know when a natural disaster can come through. But unfortunately, some wineries did lose all of their wine. The other thing to remember is that Cain is the vines, and the vines are alive and well. So we'll have a 2021 harvest we're looking forward to. But we've heard people ask, how do we support wineries in Napa? And it's like you said, it's opening up a bottle, drinking, it's ordering. There is it's called the Napa Valley Community Disaster Relief Fund. I think you guys have that in the chat or a link there. Mm-hmm. That's a great way to support wineries. So we're rebuilding and moving forward. Yeah.
Great. I'm imagining you do virtual tastings. I'm imagining that because that's what we do for a lot of our clients when we produce virtual events for them. So tell me a little bit about that. And sorry, everyone, we should have done a tasting tonight.
Yeah, well, there we go. We could have sent out bottles right now. Yeah. So one of the ways that we've adapted is by, because people can't come up to the winery and taste, and couldn't before the fires either, for safety reasons, is we've been tasting with people in their homes and with businesses. So we started off, oh, there's my dog, wine dog. We started off doing one-on-one private virtual tastings, sending wine to people's homes and tasting with them. And it's such a great way to be able to connect and have fun. And now we've expanded it to being able to do it with companies, with teams, and virtually all over the world. We've really enjoyed the prospect of working with Entire Productions. Hopefully some of the folks on this tonight can get connected with us. And
well, you have a special offer for us, which I really appreciate, especially in light of the hardship that all the wineries are going through, and then also with the fires. It's very generous, but it's a 10% offer. You can tell about it, and then we're going to put the information in the chat.
Yeah, definitely. You can go to cain5.com. That's all spelled out, and go to purchase to our store. We've got some wines there. If you go place an order and go through the order process, there's a comment section. You can type in that we're doing it in EntireVariety, and place your order, and then we'll contact you afterwards and apply 10% off on your order for all three of our wines. So, and then if you've got a team, or your team or your company or folks that you work for that would like to do it, please reach out to the Entire Productions team. We'd love to be able to do something with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Matt. I really appreciate it. And hello to Billy, your dog.
Yeah.
So I see in the chat that Ryan can do another poem for Patty. And Annalisa, if you can't get them into a breakout room, maybe Ryan can ask her questions on a direct chat. She can respond and he can do it that way. But I'll leave it up to you. But our next segment, it seems like the Entire Variety Show has turned into the Entire Variety Magic Show. But magic and illusions and mentalism really translate really well on video, which blows my mind. You know what doesn't translate as well? And somebody can prove me wrong, is comedians. Comedy is really tough. But anyway, Las Vegas illusionists, Kyle and Mistie Knight, have traveled to over 80 different countries performing their own unique style of magic and have created illusions for Fortune 500 companies such as Disney and Amazon. They've headlined casinos and theaters around the world, including the famed Magic Castle in Hollywood, which is a really cool old school place tucked away. On television, they have been featured on hit shows such as Fool Us and Now You See It, and were the grand prize winners of Sci-Fi's Wizard Wars. Let's see the video.
It was a phenomenal act, ladies and gentlemen. It was tremendous.
Yeah, break it. Oh, yes, and look inside there. Inside that egg right there is something, I hope it looks familiar. Is that, Jason, is that your ring?
It's my ring.
Give it up, thank you so much.
We sat here scratching our heads over that damn egg.
Hello, everybody, I'm Kyle Knight, and this is my partner in crime, but more importantly, my better half, Misty.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having us. We are so excited to be here, and for all of the virtual shows we do, we are very interactive. Tonight will be no different, so don't be shy. In fact, I think we should get everyone here involved right now.
In fact, everybody help us out by holding up both hands. I can see you. I can see hold up both hands. Perfect. Hold them out in front of you like this. Take your right hand, cross over top of your left hand. Slowly rotate to your thumbs point down and interlock your fingers just like this. So everybody's in the exact same situation as I am, with the exception that one guy right there is horribly confused. You got it,
Sorry,
you got it. Now without bending your elbows, keeping your arms totally straight and your hands together, all I want you to do is wiggle your thumbs and slowly rotate until your thumbs point up. Yes, I'm sorry to say, but this would be the entertaining part of the show for me right here. I apologize. Now, if you lit it up like the rest of the audience and are a little bit confused, don't feel bad. It's my job. So untangle your hands, and for helping me prove that the hands are indeed quicker than the eyes, give yourselves a nice round of applause for playing along.
This is live theater, virtual, coming to you from Vegas. Now I'm going to get started by telling you a little bit about how Kyle got started in magic. You see, he's been performing magic for over 30 years. In that time, he's learned his way around a deck of cards. So by now he knows all kinds of crazy sleight of hand. And that means that you should trust me when I say that you should not trust him at all.
No.
So for this next one, I'm going to be on your side. It'll be my responsibility to make sure that we all keep him fair as possible. Starting with the selection of the card, we're going to have one of you choose the card. In fact, Josh Adams, I see you there. Would you please unmute and help us with this one?
Here you
You
go.
got an easy job.
Josh, there's 52 different cards inside a deck. Hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades. It goes all the way ace through king. It's your choice, Josh. You say any card, that's the card we're going to use for this little experiment here. Any card?
Queen of Spades.
The Queen of Spades. I'm going to look for the Queen of Spades inside the pack. There should only be one. I saw the Queen of Hearts pass right there with the Queen of Spades right there.
So you know that we're only working with one card. Now we're going to write Josh's name right across the front of it so you can identify it.
Big Josh, J-O-S-H, Josh, the only card in the entire world with Josh written across the front. Your Queen of Spades.
Now Kyle's going to take Josh's card and lose it in the middle of the deck.
About halfway down, very slow, very fair.
But you know what? If anything tricky was going to happen, this is the moment where it would be. So right now you've got all eyes on you. That means no cuts, no palming, no sleight of hand. Place those cards into the box very slowly. And once you've done that, we're going to take it a step further. Got some rubber bands. Wrap those around the box, locking Josh's card inside.
Okay.
Keep going.
Another rubber band.
And one more.
One more, all right. Wrapped in all directions.
Well, we can do better than that, right, Josh? Let's take it a step further. Wrap it in foil.
Some aluminum foil.
Another layer of separation. And once you've done that, I want you to place it inside of that empty paper bag. And just for good measure, go on and staple it shut. Not bad. Now this is where it gets a little crazy.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, she tried to make this as fair as possible. Josh selected the card. We signed your name on it. It went undeniably back in the middle of the deck, inside the box, wrapped in rubber bands, wrapped in aluminum foil. All that would make this impossible.
Check that out.
One card, but not just any card. It couldn't be the Queen of Spades with Josh
Yes!
written across the front just like that. Yes. Come on, yes,
Thank you,
guys.
Josh, for helping. Thank you. All right. Now that's one of the kinds of magic that we can do. All of our magic is very interactive, but another kind of magic that uses psychology, body language, psychological influence, different than sleight of hand, and that is mentalism. We're going to see if we can get inside of somebody's head right now. And I'm looking for the biggest skeptic out there. I know there's a couple of you that might claim to be a skeptic. Maybe you think, nah, this is nonsense. How about raise your hand and we'll get inside your head right now?
Anybody want to volunteer?
Oh, Jill looks like she's pointing to her husband. Unmute for me. You are it, sir.
All right, great. What is your name, sir?
Unmute.
Unmute. She doesn't know. Okay.
There you go.
Here you. What's your name, sir?
Steve.
Steve, we've never met before. Steve, is that fair to say?
Yes.
Yeah, we've never met. In fact, Steve, I've got a little dry erase board and a marker here, Steve. I want you to right now think of any four-letter word. Think of a simple four-letter word. Keep it clean. Keep it clean, Steve. I see a smile. Four-letter word. Once you got a word locked in your brain, don't change it. Don't mouth it. Just think that word inside your head. Give me a thumbs up when you got a word inside your mind you want to use. All right, you got one. In fact, I know a lot of people don't believe this stuff. In fact, I'm not even sure I believe this stuff, but I want you to imagine you could send a thought from your brain to my brain. Like there's a connection between us, and if you imagine it might work, it just might work. In fact, I've gotten going with my gut instinct here. I'm going to write this down. Okay, get rid of the marker so I can't change my answer. Steve, I want you to help us out. For the first time, what is the word you're really thinking of? Nice and loud?
Golf.
What is it?
Golf.
Dog. Dogs.
Golf. Golf.
Golf.
Golf. Golf.
Golf. That's why it's hard to hear you through the connection, but golf. I actually, this would be crazy. We've never met before. This is unbelievable. For the first time, golf was the word you were thinking of, just like that. Come on, people! Golf right there!
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing, yes. I can tell I know what you're thinking now, so keep it clean the rest of the show. All right, golf right there. There you go.
All right.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now trivia time. Here's your question. What world-famous, record-selling toy was originally developed as a teaching aid for architects? Anybody have any guesses? It is indeed the Rubik's Cube. Some 500 million of these have been produced worldwide, which means a lot of you guys that have one of these at some point or the other. Now, obviously, the object of the cube is to mix it up, so just like this, I'm going to have her mix that one up as well, so keep it mixing.
All
In fact, we'll mix it back and forth.
You know what? We want this to be fair, so we're going to actually have one of you tell us when to stop mixing. Janet, would you do me a favor? You can unmute, and just when you are ready, when you are happy with these being totally random, you say stop, okay?
Stop.
Right there. All right, very good. One's going to be a little bit harder than the other, but it's your free choice, Janet. Take a look at both these cubes here. Which do you want to use for this little experiment? The high one or the low one, Janet? It's up to you.
Hi.
That's going to be the harder one. Thank you, Janet.
Okay.
I also have this little eye mask or blindfolder here. I got it at Target. You can see it's totally opaque. I can't see through it in any way. Ladies and gentlemen, this one's called the Rubik's Cube Challenge.
Now, what Kyle's doing right now is actually very important. You see, he's studying each side of that cube, paying close attention to the exact color patterns, and then he's attempting to lock those images in his mind. Now, the crazy thing is, there's over 43 quintillion different possible configurations for how that cube can be mixed up. That's a real number, that's a real fact, you can look it up. That means there's no way he would know how that cube would have landed when Janet had us mix it up.
I'm ready. Here we go.
All right, this is where it gets crazy. We'll see if he's got it. He's got the blindfold on now, and he's using those mental pictures that he just created to help solve the cube. But he's using more than that, and I'm going to tell you exactly how he's doing it. The answer's simple. It all comes down to algorithms. Now, what's an algorithm? It's basically a sequence of moves like a mathematical formula, where step by step by step, each sequence leads to another and another and yet another. And if all of these sequences are followed precisely, they will take him down a direct path to solving that cube. But because it is so precise, that also means if he misses even one move, he would then have to backtrack and start the entire sequence over again from the beginning. So obviously something like this requires an immense amount of memory skill, and the closer he gets to solving it, the quieter I'll get so he can focus. But keep this in mind, guys. Solving a cube this fast, that alone is amazing. But solving a cube this fast, one that you helped us mix up while wearing a blindfold, That is magic.
Got it! Yes! Don't laugh, people. I wasn't trying to solve the cube. Anybody can solve the cube. I was trying to do something much more impossible. I was trying to match the cube to that one. Check this out. Every single spot on that side's a perfect match.
Yes!
Yes, come on, yes, but not just that side. That side! That side!
Come on, guys, that's
that
your
side!
cube!
Every single side, a perfect match! Yes! Thank you. Thank you. But for those of you who really want to see it solved tonight, I'll do that part with my eyes closed simultaneously, just like that.
Boom! That just happened. Yes!
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, don't applaud too much, that just means I had no childhood. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, as you can see, we do lots of different kinds of magic throughout our shows. And one of the advantages to the virtual stage is that everyone here has a front row seat. Now, if we were in one of the stages in Vegas, if you were in the back row, you wouldn't be able to see sleight of hand up close. But tonight, with this, we can. So we're going to show you some sleight of hand.
Something very simple with 3 coins. I've got 3 silver dollars here, 2 hands, and a little bit of magic. Watch this next one very carefully. It goes by fast. Watch. 3 coins, 2 hands. I'm going to make the coins jump from this hand to this hand. It'll happen quick, so don't blink. If you blink, you'll miss it. And you blinked already, didn't you? It went over already. I told you it happens fast. This next one will happen. You'll actually be able to hear it when it happens. 2 on this side, 1 on this side. If you listen, you can actually hear when they jump over. Could you hear it? The last one goes by. It can happen one of 2 ways. It can happen visibly or invisibly. This is visibly. It's not that impressive, so I'll start over. The last one's invisibly. Watch this. It'll jump from this hand to this hand, just that quick right there. Little sleight of hand with 3 coins, 2 hands, and a little bit of magic. Here you go, a little souvenir for you guys. And I'm sorry, I can't help myself. Thank you, thank you.
All right. Now we're going to close out our set with something really special. This is something that we came up with, and we actually were thinking, when you see something amazing and you want to share that with someone else, it's not really easy to do. All you really have are your memories, your past experiences. It's not like you have something tangible that you could take with you so they can experience the magic too. So we thought, how cool would it be if we could find a way to capture magic in time? And that's what we're going to do here tonight.
One of my personal favorites, a little silver tray. I'm going to place this tray on top of this pole. Set it here just about like that. Perfect. I also have in a little box here a glass jar, little glass jar. Check it out, you can see inside it, completely empty. A napkin goes around the outside. Watch carefully. Perfect. I also have a cork for the top. Let me cork the jar.
Molly, I'm going to ask you to unmute because you're going to help us with this in just a second, if that's okay.
Perfect. There it is, all corked up. Place it on top of the tray, so it's isolated in space. Isolated in space. I believe Misty selected somebody. Is Molly, was that your name?
Yep.
Very good, Molly. I want you to imagine what could fit inside there. I've got a bunch of options that could fit inside there. Maybe some marbles could be inside there. Maybe some candy, strawberry, pocket watch, an egg. I've got about 30 or 40 different items inside here. I'll drop through them one final time so you can see they're all different. I'm going to shuffle through these, Molly. It's your choice. You say stop anywhere you'd like, and it'll be your choice.
Stop.
Right now, you kind of caught me between 2. I have a high pack and a low pack. It's your choice. Would you like the high one or the low one? It's up to you, Molly.
The high one.
The high one right here. I'm going to show everybody what Molly stopped on today. It is, what is that? A golf ball. Very cool. A golf ball. Think of a golf ball, Molly. It's all up to you. Think of only a golf ball. A little bit of theatrics right now.
It's Vegas.
Golf ball. The magic moment happening. Everybody, listen. There's something inside there. Couldn't be, no. You just thought of it, right? Let me open this up and show everybody here. It is indeed a golf ball inside.
Yes! Check
Just
that
like
out.
that, yes! But don't applaud, stop applauding, yes!
Wait.
That's not the amazing part. This is the amazing part.
Do you know what that means? The mouth of the glass is too small for the ball to fit through it. That means that it had to have appeared inside. It couldn't have come from outside. At the moment that Molly chose it, that is why this is an impossible object, and this is magic captured in time.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Natasha. Thank you for everybody for joining us.
Kyle and Mistie Knight, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was nuts, per usual. Yeah. And note to self, if you want to be called on for everything, get Molly's hair filter. So we're going to go back to Ryan and hear one of the poems that he just created. I'm not sure which one he'll recite to us.
So I created a poem in a broad subject matter of, us. I don't know who's out there, but I can only assume that they're part of the event industry, entertainment or whatever. And so I wrote a poem called Entertain Hope, since we are entertaining. And as we all know, hope is very, very important right now. So I want to share that with you all, and I hope this resonates and connects with you wherever you are. Entertain hope. Precious are the days that we have lost, and we yearn deeply to once again grab a hold of the thrill and the magic of being a host that opens doors, opens hearts, for the art of the soiree is far from lost. We charge our talents, our bodies and mind. These times are trying. Yet there is no denying the beauty and the resilience that has grown from this garden of the industry that bleeds with endless passion to unite and celebrate. I know soon the gates will be open and the crowds will rush in, and we will dance like we've never danced before, and it will be sure, if it's not already, that we are bonded over bravery and the desire to connect, to create, to hold space, and invite you to experience what it means to be alive and to celebrate. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Ryan, from all of us in the event industry and the entertainment industry. Really appreciate you being here. And so that is almost the end of the show. I just wanted to let everyone know that tonight's show, even though we didn't talk about it much, is sponsored by our new division, Entire Productions Marketing, which actually Matt's wife, Kate, basically runs on her own. So check that out if you want premium gifts or branded promo items. She has an amazing curated eye for some of the coolest things ever. Let me know, my team, if I'm forgetting anything. I don't think so. So I just want to thank you to the team, Annalisa, Madeline, everyone else, Katie, Megan, sorry, couldn't remember everyone. And thank you to our guests. Really appreciate it. We wouldn't have a show without you. And thanks to Giggle and Riot for the fun photo booth. Let us know if you want to book any of the performers or the talent for the next event that you have, or if you want us to produce and program a show just like this for you. We just did one that's happening in November with 7 artists. It's 2 hours long. We have a chef teaching a cooking segment, and we're shipping all the ingredients to the people, and also a branded cutting board. So we love what we do. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Again, thank you so much. Please join us on November 19th for our next show. And all of your friends and teammates and networks are invited. It's always going to be free as far as the entire variety show is concerned. And wish you a good night, and stay or get creative. Thank you so much. Inside my bones, it goes electric wavy when I turn it on. All through my city, all through my home, we're flying under city, we're in my zone. I can see that you dance, dance, dance. Feeling good, creeping up, you dance, dance, dance. Honestly, passion is through you dance, dance, dance. Ain't nobody leave it to keep dancing. It's not to be loved. So just dance, dance, dance. It's not to be loved. Just dance, dance, dance. Do you remember the 21st night of September? Love is changing the minds of pretenders while chasing the
you sing it out there. Hey,